A lot of people have an idea of how much money will be on chain when RWA tokenization happens. Most of the time, it's not worth much, right? This amount is equal to $1 trillion, $10 trillion, or $16 trillion. The thing that many people don't know or understand about tokenization is that every dollar and valuable thing in the world will be on the chain. That's why I always say that the RWA sector will have at least 10 years of only rising values. The market is worth $25 billion right now, almost $26 billion. There has been a huge increase in its size over the past few months and even years. Even though the chart has this crazy spike, I think we're still in a very early stage where things are pretty dull. For tokenized RWAs, this is the dullest time of the year. Why do I say that? That's why I say that. There will be so much more worth. It seems like we are seeing a very small part of the value that will be tokenized. There is a drop of water in this bucket. Now that we've thought about that, let's talk about a few specific things. Let's check out the public networks, where tokenized RWAs worth about $13.13 billion can be found. That's right. In contrast to this market outline, this one includes not only public networks, but also protocols such as secure ties. That's why we need to look at this and pay attention to it. The XRP record has been getting bigger. In fact, it's gone up 34% in the past 30 days. XRP is the one we'll be talking about many times in this movie. But there are also a lot of other great projects like Hedera, which we've talked about. We do see, though, that value going up to almost $160 million. In fact, the market cap of stablecoins has grown by over 33% in the last 30 days. And I believe this is something that many people are not paying attention to when they are investing. Okay? We need to get rich quickly. We need to get rich quickly. But what many people don't know is that it's already so early here. I don't think people know how early it is. Just now, we began to see stocks and real estate move on chain. Guys, if we look at some of these groups like real estate, there's only $143 million linked to the tokenized real estate market. This is so funny. This number makes us laugh. Why? We know that the real estate market around the world is worth hundreds of trillions of dollars. That's why I keep saying it's so early. Again, this is why I'm looking at all of this and why I focus on value. We talked about this at the start of July, and this is proof from Bitwise that if Larry Fink is right, the tokenization market could grow 4,000 times, not 4 times, not 40 times, 4,000 times. The market doesn't have many spots like that. Also, no, there isn't. Again, this is going to be one of the most important stories in the future when we talk about tokenization, no matter what story is out there now. I believe everyone should pay attention to this. We also talk about what happened in the US when we think about that. A full PDF file was shared by the White House. It's about digital assets and how the United States will use digital financial technology in a big way. It was also said that tokenizing RWAs is an important way to use blockchain technology, and this is where the tokenization market is being looked at. Another crazy thing about this is that we're also going to the GBVC because this is a new statement. Member of GBVC, this is Ripple has teamed up with Control Alt, which is based in the UAE, to help the Dubai Land Department with its project to tokenize real estate. Control Alt will use Ripple's custody infrastructure to keep tokenized title papers safe on the XRP ledger. This makes Control Alt Ripple's first partner in the region for custody. Even though this isn't new, the GBVC is now writing about it, and this took place on July 15th. One good thing that came out of this was a new post from Marcus Inventor, who is SVP of RippleX at Ripple. Recently, I talked to Leonard Shellberg at BNN Crypto about how Ripple is making the XRP ledger the key to the next level of blockchain usefulness for institutions. A basic building block for many financial apps, the XRP ledger is used to turn real-world assets into tokens. This is made clear by 2 new agreements with Ripple. Through our work with Control Alt and the Dubai Land Department, the DLD has been able to put title papers right on the XRP ledger. The XRP ledger is where Guggenheim Treasury Services is putting out tokenized business paper. New features, like the EVM sidechain that was just released, are making programmable compliant DeFi even possible and clearing the way for a future with multiple chains. As it becomes more common for decentralized and regulated systems to work together, public blockchains like the XRP ledger become more important. These blockchains offer security, immutability, and openness. Also, this is really strange. What's really crazy about this is that it proves Ripple is letting institutions use the next level of blockchain technology with XRP and the XRPO. The infrastructure is also crazy, right? The XRP is a part of this system. As money moves on chain, infrastructure is the way of the future. The machinery that makes this work is shown here. The XRP ledger is fully open source and made for the next generation of institutional finance. It has enterprise-grade compliance features like a native DEX, the AMM, faster RWA tokenization growth, and a global developer community. And now we have it. For institutional DeFi to grow, it needs open infrastructure that is ready for compliance. That's what the XRP system is for. It works with the AMM, tokenized RWAs, and even DID. They are all built in. This is why I keep telling everyone that you don't believe in tokenization enough. This is why the XRP system and XRP were made. Stablecoins are another important thing that many people don't pay attention to. People should believe stablecoins, put compliance first, and make them for real-world finance. The ROUSD is the standard because it supports enterprise payments, asset tokenization, and DeFi. It is now used for Ripple payments. When you add trillions to the chain, you need to trade something for them, and that's what a digital dollar is. ROUSD is also a part of the picture. It is possible for use cases like tokenization to grow and scale up a lot, thanks to the XRP database and XRP itself. ROUSD is the thing that will be traded on the network, and XRP is the token that makes everything on the XRP system work. All of this fits into the same picture, or puzzle. Plus, we go back to April 1st, which makes it even stranger. It's amazing how many requests we get from big institutions for tokenization goods. This comes from Eric Van Miltenberg, who is the Senior Vice President of Strategic Initiatives at Ripple. Thanks a lot, Subjective Views, for this movie. Look it over. Eric, what do you think? Okay, I agree. Using custody as an example, I think it's working with big companies to make sure they can grow. Ripple custody used to be called Medico,